Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Our lecture today about the descriptive paragraph, okay, chapter 4, and this is the lecture 5 in academic writing. The first thing that we are going to talk about is the descriptive paragraph. What does it mean? And here you have a question. What is a descriptive paragraph? Descriptive writing appeals to the senses. That means it tells how something looks, feel, smell, taste, and or sound. A good description is a word picture. Okay, the reader can imagine the object, place, or person in his or her mind. So when you describe something, that you give the reader an idea about how to imagine these things. Is it a person or thing? Okay, here we have an example for the descriptive paragraph. Okay, and another important thing is the spatial order. And here also you have a question. What is spatial order? Why do writer use spatial order? Just as an artist plan where to put each object in a painting, a writer plans where to put each object in a word picture. So it's like an artist. When the artist, for example, places each object in the right place, so as writer, you have to put the words and the sentences and the phrases in their appropriate place to make it elegant and easy to read, easy to understand, and very interesting for the reader. In a description, writer often use a spatial order to organize their ideas. Spatial order is the arrangement of items in order by space. For example, when describing your favorite room at home, you could first describe things of the right side of the doorway and then move clockwise around the right side. You could also start on the right and move counterclockwise around to the left. When you describe your room, before starting describing your room, so you can start what are the things on the left, on the right, on the top, okay, and the bottom, on the ground. So give an idea to the reader before you starting describing the main thing that you are going to talk about. Okay, spatial order. Another important things about spatial order. Just as there are words and phrases to show time order. Okay, for example, first, second, and so on. So there are words and phrases to show spatial organization. What are these? What are these signals or the spatial order signals? They are, for example, at the top, in the center, on the right, and on the left, on the right, in front of, inside, and so on. So these are called the spatial order signals that we use to describe things, like we use, for example, the time order, first, second, okay, third, and so on. They are often prepositional phrases of allocation or position, not the kind of expressions used to show time order. Okay, so these are very important. This table is very important, and here you have an important question about the spatial order. Topic sentence for descriptive paragraph. The topic sentence of descriptive paragraph should name the topic. Okay, what's the topic? That my room, okay, or my studying room, my school, okay, my college, my classroom. So you have to name the thing that you are talking about. The controlling idea should give the overall impression of the place you are describing. An overall impression about the thing that you are describing. For example, my bedroom at home is my refuge from the outside world. Okay, so give a general or an overall impression about the thing that you are describing. The campus of my school is like a small city. Okay, so you are talking about the campus of your school, but you give an overall impression from the at the beginning or the topic sentence, and so on. Okay. What about the supporting sentences in the descriptive paragraph? As you know, as you remember, that we have talked about supporting sentences are like what the meat. If you remember, we said that the topic sentence and the concluding sentence are the bread, and between them there's the meat, which is the supporting sentences. So supporting sentences, they not only provide the details that prove the truth you are talking about or in your sentence, in your topic sentence, but they also make your writing rich and interesting. Supporting sentences make your writing rich and interesting for the reader. I mean, why they are rich and interesting? Because they provide more details, they give examples, so make your writing very interesting. In a descriptive paragraph, the more details you include, the more clearly your reader will imagine what you are describing. So what the more details you add, what will make it easy for the reader to understand and to be interested in your writing. Your details should appeal to the five senses. Okay, we have talked about this point that you have to appeal the five senses, الحواس الخمس. Okay, they should tell your reader how something, when you describe something, so you should tell your reader how something is smell, sound, feels, and taste. So write about, for example, you write about colors, size, odors, noises, and texture. You describe everything. Okay, that you can make your reader feel and taste and smell and look. Okay, so remember always that supporting sentences are like the meat that you put in between the two pieces of bread. Okay, now we come to the another important point, which is paragraph unity. What does it mean by paragraph unity? Also, you have any question? An important element of a good paragraph is unity. What does it mean by unity? So unity, when a paragraph has unity, all the supporting sentences discuss only one idea. So unity, that means the paragraph discuss only one idea. Because in English it is not acceptable to go far from the main idea or to add something beyond the main idea. You have to stick to the main idea when you write. So unity is very important in English writing. Here, for example, find and cross out sentences that are off the topic, which are beyond or far from the topic. So I have crossed these two sentences which are out of the order, or they are not closely related to the main topic. Okay, compound sentences. You remember we have talked about how to make compound sentences by using coordinating conjunction, and we have talked about the previous paragraph. We have talked about and, but, or, and so. And today we are going to talk about yet, for, and nor. They are important as coordinating conjunction we can use to connect or to compound small simple sentences into compound sentences. So yet is approximately the same meaning of but. Okay, we use it when the second part of the sentence says something unexpected or surprising. Okay, so there's a contrast between the first sentence and the second sentence. Okay, for we use for to introduce a reason or cause. And nor use nor to join two negative sentences. And remember, after nor you have to use helping helping verb, or question words. Okay, here you have the examples. So this table is very important about the use of yet, for, and nor. And here we have practice or an exercise about this, and it's important. Okay, so it's very important. So for example, in the exam I will give you some sentences and I want you to connect by using yet, for, and nor. And here you have another one. Another important point that we are going to talk about is varying sentence opening. Okay, as you learned in chapter 1, prepositional phrases consist of preposition and pronoun, noun, and noun phrase. So here we have this group of prepositional phrases that we can use in writing as spatial, to make spatial order in paragraph, but we can also move them at the beginning of the sentence. So some but not all prepositional phrases can come at the beginning as well as in the middle and in the end of a sentence. We can use them in different places, at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. At the beginning of a sentence, they often function as time order and spatial order signals. When we use them at the beginning of a sentence, so they work or they function as time order or spatial order sentence. And why it's important to move these spatial order or these prepositional phrases at the beginning of the sentence? So moving prepositional phrases to the beginning of some sentences also adds interest and variety to your writing. Okay, to make your writing interesting and variety or different. Okay. When you use the order, time order or spatial order in a paragraph, move some prepositional phrases to the beginning. So not always write them at the end or in the middle of the sentence. You can move them to the beginning of the sentence. For example, here we have some examples. I was afraid of many things during my childhood. So you can start with during my childhood, then you have to use what? Comma after them. Here we have, okay, you have to use comma. During my childhood, I was afraid of many things. You arrived at Avaspa village at the end of the trail. At the end of the trail, you arrive, and so on. So we can move the opening sentences or the prepositional phrases at the beginning of the sentence to make it interesting and variety. Okay, here we have these also an important exercise here. When I, for example, in the exam ask you to move the prepositional phrases to the beginning of the sentence, there's no change in the sentence. You just move the prepositional phrase at the beginning and put comma after it. Okay, now another strategy of writing. You remember we have talked about listening, which is a technique of writing technique or pre-writing technique that we use to write your ideas. Okay, to list your ideas and then to choose topic sentence and the controlling idea and then start writing. Clustering, here when you cluster, you start by writing your topic in a circle in the middle of your paper. As you think of related ideas, you write these ideas in a smaller circle around the first circle. So what does mean clustering? Clustering means that you have to write your main idea in a circle in the middle of your paper, and then you add the related ideas, the supporting ideas in a smaller circle, and then you can arrange them. When you start writing, you can arrange all these circles in a paragraph, starting with the biggest one, which is the topic sentence or the title, and then you move to the supporting sentences, to the examples, to the details, to write one paragraph. And here the review. In the review, so all the things that we have talked about you will find in the review. And today you are not going to write homework for today, because I have last time given you I think many things to work on. So when you finish, we will think about writing about a descriptive paragraph. And thank you for today.